Aloha Shark Alliance. How we doing this fantastic Thursday? I guess it's probably evening where you're at. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon Maui time here. I'm Tom Gaddis. I'm one of the co-founders of Offline Sharks and the Shark Alliance. I'm on the call with my business partner and best friend, Nick Ponte. How's it going, Nick?
It's going really good. I'm still getting used to calling me your best friend.
Yeah, Nick and I just had a great time for a couple of days hanging out with another marketer. Oh yeah, you're gonna turn on your webcam? Cool.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Hi everybody, some shaka. You can see my iced tea. I'm all ready. So you're on our Shark Alliance monthly coaching call. Our operations manager extraordinaire, Cameron, is on this call as well. He'll be helping with questions. So if you have any, just let us know. We're doing something a little different on this coaching call, which I think you guys will really like. We're actually going to have a hot seat. So we have one of your fellow Shark Alliance members on the call today. We're going to introduce him here in a little bit. And we're going to talk about what he's doing, what's working for him, any bumps that he's hit in the road, how he's gotten past them. You'll be able to ask him questions and things like that. So I think you guys will really enjoy this and get a lot of value out of it. I know we've done a couple of these for some other things that we have, and they're always really great. So before we get started with that, we do have to go over a couple of house cleaning things. So let me just pop up my navigator here. So inside your Shark Alliance members area, I'm gonna scroll over to that here real quick. So you can always find new content in this new monthly content section here. So this is where we also post like the recordings of the training calls and things like that once we're done. So I think we probably need to move some of this stuff out of here. But anyway, this is where you can find the most recently added content. So when you log into your Shark Alliance, go to the Shark Alliance course, and then under new monthly content, that's where you can find all that. This is, of course, where you can access all your Alliance software tools. The new one in there that we talked about on last month's call is GMB Gunner. So if you haven't looked at that, you don't know what's going on, you should go in there and take a look at that. I think it's in the new monthly content still. Yeah, Google My Business Gunner right in there. And then, of course, one thing I know sometimes people don't do is you get some of our other courses with your Shark Alliance membership. So it's always good to know and take a look at what ones are in here so that if we run a special on something or something like that, you don't accidentally buy something that you already have access to. So as a Shark Alliance member, you get access to all these courses. These are all offline Shark courses that you have access to as a Shark Alliance member. So I know the other day somebody was asking in support about the invisible PPC stuff and how it's only about fulfillment, and they really wished we would talk about how to do AdWords as a service for local businesses, right? Well, you actually have that course in your members area. It was a course that we did, one of our earlier courses called Local AdWords Income, and then we updated some things in it in 2018. So, it's good to go in here and look at these and just see what you have access to. That way you know, right? And then, of course, this is a lot of the valuable Shark Alliance members training vault with all that stuff in there as well. And then if you want to get to the Path to Six Figures, you click on My Courses and just go into the Path to Six Figures, and you have access to all that content as well. And then you also have the local SEO Shark Academy, right? So I just wanted to go over that real quick. Let's go back to our main screen here. If you're not a member of the Shark Alliance private Facebook group, make sure you do that. So we have our main Offline Sharks group, which is really kind of general, but the Alliance group is just for Alliance members. It's obviously a smaller group, and you can get a little more detailed on what you talk about in there and talk about specific things that are inside the Alliance and the Path to Six Figures. We can put links in there so you can take you directly to stuff and things like that, since everybody's Alliance member. So if you're not in there, make sure you get in there. Great place to ask questions. Great place to find out what other people are doing, get inspiration, and all that kind of stuff. Also, if you have any questions, you can't make the training, really easy. You can post them in the Shark Alliance private Facebook group, and Nick and I and Cameron can all answer them in there. Other members like to answer them too. Great way to get a lot of different viewpoints on things and find out, there's so much stuff out there these days. Really takes a lot of people. We all find different things, and you can get a lot of input that way. Also, you could just email us your questions at offlinesharks.com/support. Go to our support desk, submit a question there. If it's good, then we can focus on it on a live training. And remember, as always, Nick and I are here for you guys. Like, we love our Shark Alliance members. We want you guys to succeed. So, I mean, there are no silly questions. There's no dumb questions. Anything you have, ask them in the chat box on this training. Email us, put them in the Facebook group. We'll help you out. All right. Nick, did I forget anything in that? Is there anything you want to add?
No, I think you did a really good job. I added a link for everybody to the private Shark Alliance Facebook group in the chat. So if you're not in there, you can click that link. It'll take you there directly. And yeah, like Tom said, that's the group where we really pay a little more attention to what's going on. You guys are really our priority. The other Offline Sharks group is great, but it's pretty big, so things can get a little diluted. And we want to make sure to give you guys priority. So, the more involved questions, the stuff that we need to pay closer attention to, that's what you want to post in the Shark Alliance group. Now, if you're looking for feedback on a general topic, even if it's an Offline Sharks topic, prospecting, you're looking for a group level, like a big group. You want more information. That's a great group to post into, the other group. So I just want to make sure you guys leverage both groups appropriately because they do have different use cases. And yeah, both really awesome. Both huge resources for us because when I was getting started, I only knew a couple of people that did websites, that did digital marketing. So when I got stuck, I was stuck. Like I was scared stuck because if I broke a website, I'd be screwed, right, Tom? Remember those days? And
yes.
If it was a client website and there'd be money on the table for them, we were screwed. I mean, there have been many nights where we were up all night long trying to fix email and websites that we broke before the next business day for clients. So the communities that we have set up, for you guys are incredibly valuable. I would say they're invaluable. And you won't be like Tom or I, where we were in like IRC chat group trying to moderators, private messages, and try to hit them up for information. That's pretty difficult. Kind of worked. It took a really long time. Very unreliable. I do not recommend doing it. And you guys have the Shark community, so make sure to use it.
Yeah. Hey, I want to give a couple of shout outs. Aloha, Dave. Dave's joining us from Cary, North Carolina. And I see he said he's your brother from another mother, Tom. It's Kenneth Buford is on the call. Aloha, Kenneth. Alan, welcome everybody. Zachary, Eric, super excited you guys are here. Carla, Clive, awesome. So, all right, so what we're going to do is we are going to dive right in. We're going to bring on our special guest. He's your fellow Path to Six Figures Shark Alliance member. He has been crushing it in the Path to Six Figures. That's why we wanted to bring him on. We were really impressed with his video updates and the action he's taken and what he's doing. And so we have our special guest today is Tom Buford. Aloha, Tom. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing? Let me see if I can get my camera going. There we go.
Fantastic.
All right, there we go.
I'll turn mine off.
So we're okay. What's happening? Well, thanks for having me being here. There's plenty of room for all of us, I think. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of room. That's right. Awesome.
Right.
Well, we're really, really excited you're here. Thanks so much. Where are you out of?
Atlanta, Georgia, just north of Atlanta. So.
Oh, Atlanta,
I'm
Georgia.
actually not too far from Cary, North Carolina. So that's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're in Brian Anderson territory too.
I'm north of him. Yeah, he's south of the city.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Atlanta's a great city. So how long have you had, so is this what you do full time? First of all,
now it is. It depends on what you call full time. So I've got 2 young kids I take care of. My wife works out of the house. I work literally out of the house, inside the house. But yeah, this is my full-time thing now. So I transitioned from another business and thought it'd be easier than it is. But, you'll learn. So it's coming along.
Well, I think we all go through that awakening stage of where you're like, oh, this seems so simple. And then you get in there and you're like, oh, you mean there's like effort involved? Like,
yeah, and every business is different. So it's a challenge.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that's great that you're doing this full time now. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's finally kind of materialized. So it's good to have you guys as inspiration too. A lot of support.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's even though, you get in and you realize like, oh, this may be a little harder than I thought. Like, I know for me, when I realized like I didn't mind it so much because I was enjoying it. Like, plus the perks of being able to have more control over what's going on were really good. So I thought kind of what we would do is, I think what we'll do is we'll take a look at your agency site.
All right.
And kind of show people that. Then we'll talk a little bit about what you're doing in the six figures. And we'll get Nick in here to ask some questions and roll with that. I like that red lighting you got going there, Nick.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Pretty trippy.
It's my cabaret room.
Got to see the other angle.
Yeah.
Before the dinner show.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
okay,
there you go.
So here, let me switch over to screen 2 again. And all right, so this is Tom's digital agency site. So there are a couple of things on here that I wanted to point out for you fellow Shark Alliance members that I think are really, really great here, and a couple of things that Tom, I think, is doing a really nice job of. One is you can see he's added a messenger bot, right? So he's has the ability to, I have the ability to interact with Tom, even though it's not Tom, right? It's his bot.
Right.
And so Nick has this set up on his agency website as well. And I know, Tom, do you get a lot of contacts through this?
I mean, not as much. I'm not dry. It's funny. I looked at my client list. I don't think any of my clients have actually been to my website. So I'm not driving a lot of inbound traffic. And it's ironic because I sell inbound. But, cobbler shoes. But I've got the ability, and that's a new feature. And it does have a follow-up, too, to ask what you're looking for. And I can jump in anytime and make it live. So we can do that, too.
Yeah, well, and that's awesome. And I think that's a great point you brought up, because I should have asked you first, like, do you actively drive people to your website? So I jumped the gun.
Not like I should. But I am ranking it. Yeah, but part of the six figures is ranking, the GMB. And so now I'm actually starting to work more on ranking the site. But I'm partnered up with a guy, too, that's pretty advanced, and that's a new thing, totally separate of what I'm doing with you guys. And we've talked about doing this for a long time. We've known each other for years. He's got so much stuff going on that it makes me start to ignore a little bit of my stuff. Yeah. But I realize that, you have to have some autonomy, and I don't want to ignore what I'm doing. And it also keeps me fresh, using Web 2.0 for a client and then seeing what they can do, and I'm liking what's happening there. So I'm going to start doing some more, and I've started optimizing using Nick's strategy for optimizing my GMB. So we're working on that now.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for those of you that don't know, Web 2.0 is the outsourcing company that Nick and I use for all our SEO stuff, and we share that with you inside the Shark Alliance. But I think what's good about what you said there is so it's a good illustration of, one, you do not have to have traffic coming to your agency site to start getting clients and be successful with this, right? I know people that never even have an agency website, and they're able to get clients and keep going. So, I think a good thing for people to remember is sometimes you can get really frustrated when you look where somebody's at that's ahead of you and you think, oh, I can't get there. But if you just take one step at a time, like we lay out in the path to six figures, eventually you'll be at a point where people look at what you're doing and they'll go, oh, I'm nowhere near that, but it's all a process that happened a little bit at a time. So I really like the messenger bot thing that you have on here. I also noticed that you have installed on here the local fee finder plugin. Yep. So again, that's something that you guys have access to as Shark Alliance members. It's under the Alliance software tools, I think. So local fee finder, for those of you that may not know, it automatically creates these discovery pages for various services that you offer. So, the way that Nick and I use this is whenever somebody contacts us and they want a website, the first thing we do is say, awesome, can you head over to our website and fill out this website discovery page? And it asks them various questions about their project. You know, what kind of website do they want? What market are they in? How soon do they want to get started? What's their budget? That's a big one. And just doing this little thing really changed our pricing for us because we were way undercharging. I don't know what your experience has been with this. Do you use this in much the same way? You just send people here to fill that stuff out?
Yeah, so it's the same thing. It depends. If they fit into this description, then I would. You know, my recent client's been pay-per-click, so they're not. So I need to create something like that for this too.
Yeah.
But regardless, even if you're having a live conversation with people or creating some other form, to get them to fill out information first it's a huge help.
Yeah, well, I would definitely encourage any of you Alliance members that don't have this set up. You can do this, and then, you know, in the beginning of the path to six figures is all about getting this stuff set up and organized, right?
Right.
Nick, do you have anything you want to add here about this?
I've got a whole lot that I want to add. First of all, I think you've done a really great job, Tom. You know, I can tell, you know, you followed the path as we've laid it out really closely because you have all the stuff, right? Like you've been executing perfectly, and I think that it shows, right? You're currently riding at Whale Shark right now?
Yeah, I'm on the way to Whale Shark. I thought I'd hit it. I'm a little short right now, so I need to get to the steady 8. Or the first 8. So I think I might, yeah, I'm close, but I think I'll hit it next month. I've got a check that's supposed to come in, so we'll see.
Okay, so the Whale Shark is it's kind of, so is it 2 months consecutive 8K, or is it just hitting it for the first time?
See, I think Bull was what, 6, Whale's 8, and then 8 3 times is I think that's
Tiger.
I think that's Tiger. So I'm right under 8, like 7 something, and it's all recurring, which is good. It's not web design or anything. So if I get a website project, something like that, if that counts, I can use that, but then that's not recurring. So I just prefer the recurring. I'll do websites, but only if it leads to pay-per-click or SEO. There's something else.
Awesome. So those are your 2 main services that you're fulfilling right now: pay-per-click and SEO.
Yeah, in terms of ongoing money makers, so that works well. I like doing reputation too. It's not a lot of money, but it's a good foot in the door, and it's really simple once you set it up. If you use a tool, you know, I like Gaddis, but that works really well to set up, and you can do a lot for them. And part of the, you know, just doing reputation, I'll add it to something. So I've got a pay-per-click client I'm doing reputation for because they had terrible, like, they had 7 reviews and 2 were 1 star. But they were, you could tell the 2 negative reviews were, one was a competitor, and the other didn't even leave a comment. They just left 1 star. So I asked them if I could work on that. Now we're up to 20 something reviews, all 5 and 1 4. So now their review status looks completely different, and that helps with the pay-per-click because the people are looking, and if you connect your GMB, and people will see that. So all the stuff ties in together. So that's something, but reputation's a good first step too.
Wow, that's awesome. And so are you outsourcing your pay-per-click fulfillment?
Yes. Using Invisible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you using Invisible? Okay, great. Yeah. And so how's your experience been with them so far?
Good. I'm running an old pay-per-click campaign for a company. It's they're a retailer down in Miami. So if you like travel to Miami and have kids and don't want to take your stroller, they rent baby gear. And we're killing it for them. But I did that myself. I pulled my hair out setting up that campaign. I got to look at their old campaign. I made some improvements, but I'm just not a pay-per-click guy. I mean, I can go in there and you know, I know enough to be dangerous. And I guess I'm lucky. They've been with me for over a year, and it's doing really well. I mean, they're ranking, and they've got some national competitors that do lease out through other vendors all over the country. But so that was my first foray for it, you know, jump into pay-per-click, and I'm looking now at the numbers. But I decided I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to pay someone. So I got Invisible PPC, and I've got a couple other vendors if I want to try someone else out. But Invisible's been great. They definitely know more than I do. Their reporting is really good. They're responsive.
Right.
There are some frustrations when you're not the one. You have to be really careful. I don't say, hey, I'm doing it. I say I've got a project manager that helps out, so people know there might be a delay in answer. But they're taking care of it, and then the client's happy. They're doing well, and it's a pretty competitive niche. It's pest control, and then there's a couple others that I'm got on the hook for maybe doing pay-per-click. So I've got a mix of pay-per-click, SEO, national and local, some various things. And Facebook advertising I do some too.
Sweet. That's actually, we're in a very similar wheelhouse. Like I like SEO and pay-per-click for my recurring because they're easily outsourceable, like you've mentioned. For those of you that are on the call, I know we have a lot of newbies we have a lot of baby sharks to the Shark Alliance that are on the call right now. In level 3 or 4, you're going to start to identify a great to use to locate your initial customers and things that you're going to sell. Now, we generally don't do a lot of the work for the services that we sell. We outsource them, and Invisible PPC is the vendor that we recommend that you outsource your Google AdWords pay-per-click marketing to. And actually, the owner of the company is a guy named Robert Warner. He's in the UK, and he's a friend of both Tom and myself, and he's a member of a really high-level mastermind that we're a part of that I think a lot of you know about. And we're one of the only ones right now that really have that kind of exclusive partnering relationship to their platform. So it's a really great way to outsource your pay-per-click advertising. Like Tom mentioned, there's a bit of a learning curve when it comes to being the middleman. You want to set your client expectations correctly, which sounds like Tom has already gone through that. When it comes to, if you, like, for example, if your customer sends you an email, they should know that you're going to, at least answer them within 24 or 48 hours. You're not going to have a response to them in 20 minutes. And so, I think you did an awesome job by getting into the Google AdWords dashboard, trying to set up or setting up a campaign yourself to get the ground running, right? You learn a little bit of the ins and outs. And I think it's important to outsource effectively to kind of have a general idea of what's going on behind the scenes, because it really makes that middleman job much easier. And so a lot of the strategy that we share with you guys is, it's like Tom mentioned, just enough to make you guys dangerous in the sense you kind of know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing, but it's just enough to be able to outsource so other people can do the work for you, and you can scale and grow and get closer to that level of or six-figure level, which we're all trying to get to, right?
Right.
So awesome stuff.
But that's awesome. So, well, a couple things you said in there that I want to expand on.